everyone, Zach Pakoff here, and welcome back to another lesson video. Today, I will be going over the 4-1 text. So let's jump right into the video. Alright, so as I had stated before, I'm going to be going over the 4-1 text. So we're starting our new chapter today, and in this chapter, we'll be learning about posting to a general ledger. In addition to that, we will also be learning about how to define accounting terms related to posting from a journal to a general ledger, identify accounting concepts and practices related to posting from a journal to a general ledger, prepare a chart of accounts for a service business organized as a proprietorship, post separate amounts from a journal to a general ledger, post column totals from a journal to a general ledger, and finally, analyze and journalize correcting entries. In addition to that, we are also given a few key terms here as well. Alright, so now that I've gone over the objectives, let's jump right into the 4-1 text. Okay, so now we'll be moving on to the 4-1 text, which is the first lesson of Chapter 4. And in this lesson, we'll be talking about preparing a chart of accounts. So just a few key terms that I'd like to go over before we start the accounting part of this lesson. So a ledger is a group of accounts. A general ledger is a ledger that contains all accounts needed to prepare financial statements. An account number is the number that's assigned to an account. File maintenance is the procedure for arranging accounts in a general ledger, assigning account numbers, and keeping records current. And opening an account is writing an account number and title on the heading of an account. Alright, next we'll be talking about the relationship of a T account to an account form. So what we're looking at here is where it says account, date, item, and post reference. Those are all pieces of information that are needed to trace back the entry to the journal page. Next, where it says debit and credit, these would be where the amounts of the account would be listed. So if we had an asset account, assets have normal debit balances. So we would put the amount for that in the debit column. And then we would bring that amount over to the debit balance column. However, if we had a liability account, liabilities have normal credit balances. So we would put that amount in the credit column, and then we would bring that amount over to the credit balance column. Where it says account, this would be where the name of the account would be listed, and where it says account number, that would be where the number of the account would be listed as well. Next, we'll be talking about a chart of accounts. So a chart of accounts, this was a term that was used in Chapter 2, is a listing of accounts that's used by a business. So as we can see here, we have the name of the business, which is Technical Consulting. We also have their address and where they're located, along with their number as well. And if we look, on the left side, we have balance sheet accounts, and on the right side, we have income statement accounts. And these accounts are listed in order of liquidity, and that is how quickly can that account be converted into cash. So we're going to start with assets, and all asset accounts will begin with the number 1. So cash has the account number 110. Petty cash has the account number 120. Accounts receivable, Oakdale School, has the account number 130. Accounts receivable, Campus Internet Cafe, has the account number 140. Supplies has the account number 150. And prepaid insurance has the account number 160. Now, for accounts receivable, if we had people's names instead of school or a cafe, we would list them in alphabetical order by their last name. Now we'll be moving on to liability accounts, and all liability accounts will begin with the number 2, and they'll also be placed in alphabetical order. So for accounts payable, Supply Depot, this has the account number 210. And for accounts payable, Thomas Supply Company, this has the account number 220. Now we'll be moving on to owner's equity accounts, and all owner's equity accounts will begin with the number 3. So for Kim Park Capital, this has the account number 310. For Kim Park Drawing, this has the account number 320. And for income summary, we haven't learned about income summary yet, but we will in the future. This has the account number 330. So those are our balance sheet accounts. Now we'll be moving on to our income statement accounts. and we're going to start with revenue. So all revenue accounts will begin with the number 4. So sales has the account number 410. And finally, we'll be moving on to expenses, and all expense accounts will begin with the number 5. So advertising expense has the account number 510. Insurance expense has the account number 520. Miscellaneous expense has the account number 530. Rent expense has the account number 540. Supplies expense has the account number 550. And utilities expense has the account number 560. And if you notice, the expense accounts are listed in alphabetical order. Next, we'll be talking about account numbers. So the first number of an account falls under the general ledger division, and the last 2 numbers fall within the location of within the general ledger division. So this is showing us the account that is supplies, and its account number is 150. So the first number, which is number 1, would fall under the general ledger division. And the last 2 numbers, which are the 5 and the 0, would fall under the location within the general ledger division. And finally, we'll be talking about opening an account in a general ledger. So when we open an account in a general ledger, all we do is we write the name of the account, and then we write in the account number. So we write the account title first, and then we write in the account number. Okay, so that is the end of the 4-1 text. In the next video, I will be going over the 4-1 work together. All right, thank you.